the industry suffers to quite an extent. Coming to the last slide, just sort of summing up the points I mentioned, that whilst life insurance has many aspects which are similar to any other business, there are factors which I mentioned in the presentation which are peculiar only to the life insurance industry, and therefore the challenges also are peculiar only to the life insurance industry. And I think in today's environment, the key word is adaptability. The insurance companies can have long-term strategies, can have long-term plans, but then they probably, and they should, keep those plans under review constantly. And they need to adapt either in a reactive way or either in a proactive way to whatever is happening in the environment. If a competitor comes in or some international giant player comes in with totally new products, totally new concepts, then the industry needs to react to actually meet those challenges. Distribution channel, I think that's one area where the industry needs to look at cost-effective channels, and technology also is something which going forward, it already is playing, I would say, a significant role in the operations of some of the companies. But going forward, I think companies which lag behind in technology, they will be left behind in the race basically. And the ones which invest more in technology, new tools and new ideas, they will move forward. So with that, I would thank you for your attention, and I hope the presentation will be successful.
Thank you, Ali, for a very great presentation, providing us insight about the working of the insurance company. Our next speaker, Mr. P. Ahmed, is CEO of a Takaful company. Mr. Parvez Ahmed is currently the Director and Founding Chief Executive Officer of Pak Qadar Family Takaful Limited, the fastest growing family Takaful operator in the region. He has over 21 years of leadership experience in life insurance, of Takaful management, operations, claims, sales, marketing, roads, etc. One of his defining contributions towards the development of insurance industry was his successful introduction and implementation of bank assurance as an alternate distribution channel. That was during the starting of the 21st century. Mr. Ahmed started his career in 1989 from State Life Insurance Corporation of Pakistan and has held senior management positions at American Life Insurance Company Limited and New Jubilee Insurance Company Limited. Prior to establishing Pak Qadar Family Takaful, Mr. Ahmed was associated with a management training and consultancy firm in Middle East and Pakistan as Chief Operating Officer and Organizational Development Consultant. Mr. Ahmed is also serving as a Director of Al-Mizan Investment Limited and is Founding Director of the Guidance Institute, which is an Islamic finance training wing established by the ICMAP Foundation. He has an MBA in finance and a postgraduate diploma in Islamic finance and is a fellow of Life Management Institute and Associate Customer Services from the Life Office Management Association, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. P. Ahmed.
Initially, I thought this today will be provided opportunity. We are provided an opportunity to enhance actually business opportunities will be provided that we can come and communicate what insurance of Takaful could do. But the tone is said that the insurance industry itself is now in a defending mode, and that is being shown as one of the very ineffective and inefficient industry. First of all, I would like to make some of the comments that why the industry is in this shape. Obviously, when you would start, it's not actually, you will have to see the sequence of events in a sequence, all the events in a sequence. You just cannot say why the industry is in this shape, what are the reasons. First of all, actually being part of the industry, first life insurance industry and now the Takaful industry, this industry, as far as the government perspective is concerned, is always, I would say, this is considered as a yatim industry. बहुत सारे अर्से तक तो यही नहीं पता था कि इसको रेगुलेटर कौन होता था, कभी मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस से आ जाता था, फिर उसके बाद SECP के अंदर आया, एंड नो पर्सनल ऑफेंस टू मैडम, बट जब से इन्होंने ज्वाइन किया अच्छे खासे जो है मूवमेंट्स हुई हैं, लेकिन अगर आप वैसे देखेंगे तो the insurance industry has been really suffering in terms of on the many fronts. If just take an example, For example, the growth, we have talked about loss ratios, and the companies, new companies coming up and having very, very high loss ratio, expense ratios. If you see the biggest company organization, which is the State Life Insurance Corporation, and its management is supervised by the government, all the directors are coming from the government, is working on 42% expense ratio, which means that this 42 expense, mind you, State Life is a mutual company where 97.5% of the surplus is distributed to the customer, which means it's a policyholder money, and 42% expense ratio meaning is a direct cost to the customers. On the other hand, if a private life insurance company or even a takaful company who are selling unit-linked policies, if they are inefficient, the cost is going to the shareholders, because the policies which we sell, we generally have fixed expense margin. We cannot vary our expense margins. So if a company is selling, as you know, last year State Life did something like 10 billion rupees with this expense margin, so you could very well imagine what private insurers could do. The market was opened in 1992. And the capital requirement was very low. Even the most successful insurer in the country, which is the EFU Life Insurance, started with 50 million rupees. And now basically the capital requirement raised slowly and gradually, recently, very recently. Now if you are coming up with the 50 million rupee, how could you invest in human resource, technology, awareness, marketing, sales? And then as a result you will have to maintain, and at the end of the day you have to maintain some solvency margins as well. On the other hand, if you see the banking industry, which has grown pretty well in Pakistan, they have a very high capital requirements. High capital requirement, you have sufficient funds available to invest in the different areas. One example in Pakistan could be the mobile phone industry. When mobile phone industry came in the market, they kept very, very high capital requirement, and as a result, initially you were seeing that mobile phone could not have any, there was hardly any penetration, people were not using it, and then once they started spending on advertisement and sales promotion, because they had to come up with the initial spend very heavily on the infrastructure and have to make capital expenditure, and they had a huge budget for sales promotion and advertisement, so the industry grew. We see nowadays, if you open a television channel, you say the Indian company is actually coming up with such a wonderful ads, and obviously that has a cost. I remember actually when we were launching our company, and we tried to create some awareness of takaful. I was immediately called by the regulator and was asked actually, can you